Alright, just want to double check some sound here. Make sure everything is working. Alright, so they can't hear me right now because I'm on push to talk through Discord. Um, so yeah, I will be playing in a Dragonlance game. Uh, the DM is Vodkard. He is streaming this on his own channel. Uh, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. When I upload this to YouTube, it'll be linked in the description of both his Twitch channel and YouTube channel where he said that he'll upload it. All the music that you'll be hearing, he composed himself. Uh, so, well, should be pretty good. Uh, I haven't really touched on Dragonlance before, so this will be a fun little setting. Largely, I've done Forgotten Realms, Faerun, Sword Coast type area, and my own homebrew campaign, which was largely based on Forgotten Realms lore. So this will be fun tapping into that. Uh, we'll be starting a little bit, and I'll make sure that it transitions over properly. I just wanted to go ahead and get my quick myself introduced here before we all get introduced together.
It's really slow. Ten more seconds, folks. Man, Syrinscape is starting to tick me off. You guys can hear me?
I can hear the
Oh,
music
okay.
escape as well.
Yeah, it seems to be working fine for me.
It's supposed to actually be diminuendoing.
Goes.
There we go. All right, everybody. We are up and running. It looks like all of you are here. So, as usual, many of you probably know this already. I like to do what's called my ready check. If you're ready and you know it, click the circle. If you're ready and you know it, click the circle.
Multiple times.
I know you all are figuring it out. Yes, it looks like everyone has at least tried to click the circle once.
And there was much rejoicing.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just setting up a couple quick things here real quick. I just wanted to go over a couple quick things here real fast, just to talk about Dragonlance. First off, Tasselhoff, you are a Kender. You are not a halfling. You are not brave. You are fearless. You have immunity to being frightened. You also have the skill Taunt. So by all means, feel free to use that as well. Let's see here. Anything more that I would say is interesting? Oh, yes. Raceland, you are a wizard of high sorcery. You are not just a regular wizard. You are a wizard of the Red Order. Red Robes. Wow, I always want to say Red Order. Gold Moon, just a fancy you moment here. You do have the blue crystal staff, but we will get to you in a moment. We are actually going to begin this episode with a dwarf sitting on a moss covered boulder. Hi, Flint. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Just sitting here enjoying the beautiful weather with my knife and my stick here,
Whittling away, I see.
of course.
Just for kicks and giggles, do you know how to do a perception check?
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
On your character sheet, you go to the skills tab and you double click the plus button next to perception on the other side of it. You would have a, what do you got? +1. Flint, whittling away and grumbling to yourself, you don't notice at all, but a tall half elf begins to walk up to you. Hi, Tanis. How are you doing?
I am doing just fine. Just trying to make my way back towards our agreed movement place when I start hearing some familiar whistling.
Well, Flint has not noticed you yet. How would you like to say hello to him?
I shall try to sneak up upon him, closely watching what he's doing.
Just enjoying the weather, whittling away.
All right, then, Tanis, go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Ooh, Tanis, I would say you very successfully sneak up to Flint. I hope you don't scare him. He is 148 years old, I believe.
Don't. What? Ah! Where'd you come from?
Tennis will have sat right up next to Flint while he's like on the side away from where he's looking, waiting for him to turn over to face me.
Half elf Why? Oh,
Let your guard down. You're out in the middle of the wilderness. You need to make sure that what comes around you won't hurt you.
can't you just let an old dwarf enjoy some time? Don't you have something else to go do? I mean, I know you want to get back, but I'm just enjoying the weather.
It's such a nice day, and meeting a friend is always pleasant.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I guess, well, if you're here, I guess we should keep on, I guess I should keep on moving.
Great, and I will pat him heartily on the back and get off on a brisk pace.
At this point, you hear a loud whirring sound. Whirring, not worrying, but WHIRRIRING. I can't say that right. Whirring sound coming from the bushes. It seems like someone else is coming up to you all. Tasselhoff, how would you like to make your introduction?
Elven wanderer, turn from your course and leave the dwarf. We are the spirits of the poor souls Flint left on the barroom floor. Did we die in combat?
Awesome.
It sounds like it's a spooky ghost in the bushes. Should we roll for initiative?
Where's, what? No, come here. Didn't kill anybody lately.
Yet.
No, we died of shame.
Oh. Oh.
What, did you drink some more people under the table again?
Well, if they could just keep up and not get drunk, it's good dwarven ale.
Tanis, your passive perception allows you to recognize the whirring sound in the voice.
Come on out. We are friends.
Flint, I can't believe it. It's been so long.
Not nearly long enough, you doorknob.
Oh, quit pretending. You're glad to see me. I know you are.
Only so I could keep an eye on you and your hands off my stuff.
If you're referring to the bracelet, I was just holding on to it. You know that.
Yeah, and I don't want you holding on to any more of my stuff. We had to travel so far just to find that. No more.
And who's this? Tanis? Oh my gosh, I almost didn't recognize you.
I almost didn't see you down there.
Sure is good to see you guys again. Taz is gonna just wrap his arms around Flint and give him a big old bear hug.
Oh, no. Oh, stop it. Get off.
I pay close attention to see if he will slink anything off of Flint.
Chuckling, Tanis, you do take a walk. You do take a look, and you start to pull Flint off the kender, but then you stop. Too late, you hear the silvery jingle of harness and bridle and the whinny of a horse. Looking up ahead, you see let's just say, you see a furry-legged pony walking down with a rider. Gray mottled skin sagged into folds about the rider's face, with two pink eyes stared out from them from beneath a military-looking helmet. The rider's fat, flabby body leaked out between pieces of flashy, pretentious armor. Is that a drum roll? Sounds like one.
Flint, were you expecting to see anyone out here today?
No. No, I wasn't. Well, you, unfortunately, but I don't know what this is.
They might be friendly. Come on, let's take a look.
Does it look does he look friendly? Let's just
No, in fact, you definitely recognize it mostly by smell as a hobgoblin. And the hobgoblin speaks.
Onyx demands the blue crystal staff. Forfeit the staff now or die.
what staff you talking about, Hobgoblin? We don't have any staff. Look at do you see any staff here?
Destroy them. Bring the staff to me.
At that moment, 5 hobgoblins jump out from the bushes surrounding you, while at the same time, the short, squat hobgoblin who is talking announces his name right shortly before he rides off. You want to announce your name?
Oh, the hobgoblin?
You were just talking, asking about the blue crystal staff.
Yeah, but I don't believe he reveals his name.
Oh, doesn't he? Oh, okay.
They'll figure it out.
Did we lose someone?
I'm just setting a couple things up really quick. Give me just one moment.
And just a bit of fair notice, this is the first time that Vod and I are trying to offshoot voices with the narrative, so we're going to have to get our groove going a little bit, but I don't think it'll take too much.
Oh, I know I better watch that, how Stella got her groove back. Oh no, a map has been shown to you all. Now, I know the rest of you haven't uh, jumped into the game yet. Don't worry, you will be in our campaign in just a moment here. As you can see, we've got the hobgoblin surrounding you, and over on the left-hand side, it would look like the hobgoblin lord. Oh, that is right. I do have him unidentified. Good call, sir. Uh, the hobgoblin lord, though, seems to run off as he shouts to his hobgoblins. So I'm going to take off everyone else on the combat tracker just for now. Just remind me to add them right after this.
I'm suddenly feeling a shade of my former self.
Flint, you're blinded. There you go. Now you're not. All right, so if everyone opens up the combat tracker, you will see there are 5 hobgoblins and the 3 of you being surrounded by them. So everyone roll initiative. Nice. With initiatives rolled, we begin the attack with Tasselhoff, of course.
going to close and attack one of these hobgoblins.
All right, so first you want to target them by holding down control and clicking on the hobgoblin of your choice.
Taz is not seeing the map yet.
There you go. It Did I lose you, Taz?
Nope, I just got the map. I see it now.
Ah, sweet. All right, Tasselhoff, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Okay, Taz is going to approach and he is going to attack with his hoopak.
Nice. So, actually, what I'm gonna do? Hold on a second. They're already locked. So just show me where you want to move. As a Kender, I believe you've got 25 feet. And then I accept your move. And to target him, you just control click it. And then on your character sheet, you go to the actions tab. Let's see here. Yep, there you go. Wow, very nice. That's a pretty quick hit. By the way, I have the HP on randomness, so just because you killed him at 11 doesn't mean the rest of them will die at 11.
I love that setting.
It is awesome.
Tasselhoff shows off his skills right off the bat. Is that end your turn?
I will just move 5 feet back under cover of the bushes here.
Like I said, Syrinscape has this really weird delay going on. Let me see here. At your level, I believe as a bonus action, you can hide.
I don't hide from anything.
Very true. Very, very, very good call. All right, then in that case, on the combat tracker, there's a little down arrow on the bottom there. If you hover over it, it will say next actor. I bet you know what you need to do. And we're up to tennis.
All right, seeing Taz go up and finish one, I will tell Flint to go and finish the other two north of the road. I will finish the two south.
Got it.
Nice. So control click targets the creature. Nice. It's a direct hit. For a decent amount of damage, it looks pretty heavily wounded. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you
I
got
was checking to
multiple
make sure that
attacks.
it was multi-attack.
Yeah, you do. And the hobgoblin goes down.
And impose myself between this hobgoblin and the others. And that
Yes,
will be the
yes.
turn.
All right, go ahead and click that down arrow. Perfect. All right, it is hobgoblin number 4. Seeing that 2 of his buddies are laying on the ground dying. Thank you, Syrinscape. He's a little smart and doesn't decide to engage in melee. Instead, he cocks his longbow and aims it directly at Tanis, hoping to catch his attention to not hurt his friend again. He shoots, and it's a hit, piercing Tanis in the shoulder. Tanis is wounded. Hobgoblin 3 sees the half-elf right up next to him, pulls out his long sword. But Tanis dodges out of the way. Hobgoblin 1 sneers. How dare you miss him? And shoots with his long bow. I take back what I said. Well, a little less delay there. All right, Flint.
All right, I'm going to move up to this hobgoblin.
And then control click to target him. Oh, you just untargeted him. There you go. And then to attack, you go to your character sheet into your actions tab. Very nice. It's a hit with the hand axe. But the hobgoblin doesn't seem that wounded. He laughs at you.
All right, fine.
You know, swing with your other axe. That's a hit. Oh, I thought it was going to be a 6 there. Oh, the hobgoblin seems to be on his last leg, literally as you've chopped off one of them. But
Laugh at me, will you?
it does stay alive. All right, Tasselhoff.
I'm coming, Flint. You're looking a little rusty.
Don't say rust around me.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
That's how you do it, Flint.
Oh, wait, which one were you? Oh, you didn't have them targeted. Were you doing Hobgoblin 1 that was right next to Flint?
Yeah, the one Flint had wounded already.
Well, there you go. That is a hit. And with him right next to him, you do get sneak attack. So how do you do that? You, in the actions tab, if you scroll all the way down to rogue, you'll see something called sneak attack. Click the magnifying glass and click the first effect button. What happened? We just lost Hasselhoff.
Again.
Typing in Discord.
Always fun with technical difficulties.
Epic stealth check.
Yeah, that is an epic stealth check. There we go. Well, he was typing in Discord. Oh, and this would have been an amazing hit too. Come on, come on, come on, Tasselhoff.
Hopefully we
Oh,
sort
there we go. I
through
was just about to
these.
say I was going to give him like 5 more seconds. All right.
Hopefully we can sort out these technical
Can you hear us,
difficulties.
Tasselhoff?
I can hear you. I just got booted out of Fantasy Grounds. I'm loading it up now.
Oh, that's fine. I see you're connecting already. Once you've connected, let me know and I'll reshare the map just to make it quick. And oh, actually, I'll teach you a really fast way to open up the map. All right, open up your character sheet and double click your token on your character sheet. The small one, I believe, the one on the right. And that should open up the map, showing you where your token is.
Yep, I got it.
Perfect. Now, don't attack yet. Now, you attacked and you successfully hit him. Now we're rolling for damage. But before you roll for damage, do you want to use your sneak attack?
Yes, I do. I was just about to do that when I got kicked out. Here we go.
So just click the first effect button. That's you click the magnifying glass on sneak attack and it'll like bring it down a drop down menu. There you go. Perfect. Now roll for damage. Oh no, I don't think it's gonna do its crit. Oh well, it's okay. So we would just say it doubled it. Instantly dead.
I hope so.
Yes, rogues are.
All right,
warriors.
Dazzle off. All right, now that we're getting the kinks out, go ahead and what else you want to do?
High amounts of single target damage with rogues.
Okay, Tasselhoff is going to. I use 20 feet of movement. I'm going to just back up just a little bit. I'm not going to hide.
Just disengage.
Yes.
You mean like right there?
Yep.
All right, then end your turn. All right, Tannis.
All right, Tannis will start swinging away and finish this one off.
It's a hit. Oh, for heavy damage. The hobgoblin looks heavily wounded. Will another attack finish it off? It is a hit. And even rolling a 2 finishes the hobgoblin.
Alright, so with that one finished off, I will move up to the remaining hobgoblin.
I think you have exactly 30 feet. Yep. You want to like action surge or something?
I want Flint to get a kill. I want the old dwarf to feel good about himself.
Oh,
Not that old.
Says the guy who was literally complaining about almost having a heart attack from his old age.
You don't look a day over 140, Flint.
Tell you what, I'm
it's okay because the hobgoblin doesn't give Flint a chance to argue back. Instead, he swings at Tannis but misses. All right, Flint, it's your turn. Ooh, it's a hit. Ah, very nice. The hobgoblin looks almost dead.
let's finish him off.
Oh, it's a miss.
Damn it.
Hey, you can action surge.
Yeah, let's do that.
There we go. And the hobgoblin goes down.
See, that's how you do it, young children.
Play that guitar on your MTV.
You finally woke up, Flint. Took you long enough.
You know, maybe I'm going to take you by your top knot and tie you to your hopack and stick it in the ground here for everyone to watch you.
Now, we still have another one to go look after.
All right. Well, looking up at the sky, the sun is starting to set and it's getting pretty late. With not late, but the evening is upon you, and Solace is directly in front of you.
Was that in the direction that the Hobgoblin Lord went, or the opposite?
It was in the direction that the Hobgoblin Lord went.
Let's keep on going on to town. We have people waiting for us. Maybe we'll run into that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure our return will be quite eventful.
I hope Otik still makes those good spicy potatoes. I am sure hungry.
A warm autumn breeze rustles the great Valenwood trees of Solace. The great road that wanders through the trees blazes in the bright colors of autumn. The richly stained buildings of Solace rest cradled overhead in the boughs of the trees. Here you all go. Map of Solace for you. You all would recognize the most famous of the places that you've all been to many, many, many times, having pretty much lived much of your life, having put a home seed in Solace. How about that? We'll call it that way. You do recognize the Inn of the Last Home. Let's not go directly to Tika's house. She was 14 years old when you last left 5 years ago. So, where would you all like to go? Knowing that the rest of your companions are probably waiting for you at the end of the last home, by the way.
Let's go to the inn.
Yeah, that fight sure worked up the hunger. Let's eat.
Agreed.
The inn of the last home rests cradled high in the boughs of a Valenwood tree, as do all the buildings here, for Solace is a treetop town. Warm laughter rumbles from the inn. The warm steps wind around the heavy trunk up to the familiar carved door. The inn of the last home never changes. The polished wooden bar weaves about several living branches. An old man weaves stories in the corner and delights the crowd gathered about him. The delicate windows of stained glass behind the bar are being polished by Odik Sandath, the barkeeper. He turns and waves, smiling at you, and motions the barmaid in your direction. The low murmur of voices fills the inn. The bartender turns thoughtfully to polish the glasses. At a far table, near the storyteller, a man and a woman sit together and speak quietly. Another man stands beside this now silent storyteller, while a small boy stares thoughtfully into the fire. The barmaid steps toward you, smiles, and shows you to a table. Something about her seems familiar. The hair, the intelligent glint of her eyes. Could this be Tika? The little girl who swept the tavern floors a short 5 years ago? The inn never changes, but surely its people do. Finally, you happen to see off in the corner a few figures that you recognize. Oh, Karaman is completely drunk and passed out at the time. So he is somewhere off. We don't know, but we do recognize a red robed figure off in the corner. As for you two, Riverwind and Goldmoon, you two are also in the inn, listening to the old man sitting by the fire and listening to his tales. So I believe we now have all six of you in the same room in a tavern where every cliche D&D story begins. Hey, let's take just a quick 2-minute break so I can go bio real fast, all right?
Roger.
Sounds good.
Just real fast. I'll be back in just a moment.
So while the bio break is going on, just a quick little interjection. Um, I will be entirely playing as a player. I will not be doing any side or backseat DMing. Um, this guy knows the rules, has a set, and I know well enough to leave things alone for the next session of just going back and looking at it again, seeing it from another perspective. But keeping the flow going is very important for all D&D sessions. If you've seen my other ones, if you've seen my other games, you knows that sometimes things get bogged down when too many side discussions are taking place. It's very important for this all to move smoothly, especially with how many players that we have. Also, a reminder that I will be, I am on push talk, so none of them can hear me while I'm talking. It is purely only you all always being able to hear me. And I do need to set up on here a tab for all of my stream schedule to be up here. I don't actually know what to use for that, but I'll work on it. As a heads up, this campaign is only every other Monday, not every Monday. So um, normally I will be playing Civ 6 during this time. So it'll be on off between Civ 6 and this Dragonlance campaign. Um, Tuesdays and Thursdays will be Minecraft, and Wednesdays will be also Civ 6. And Minecraft will be with a friend of mine who will be uh, joining me in on that. I was trying to get him onto another server, but it will be okay. Yep, and it seems that he is back. So let's switch back.
Okay, I'm totally back. I'm ready. We got 6 people in the inn. Let's switch over to Riverwind and Goldmoon. Are you? Oh, wait, let me do a quick ready check here. Okay, perfect. We're up to. Let's go over to Riverwind and Goldmoon. Who is listening to the old storyteller. The old story. Let's see. Would Alo here want to take over the old storyteller?
I'm looking for the text.
Oh, okay. I was pausing to give you an opportunity.
I did not know. We're gonna have to work on our sync cues.
Yeah, I was thinking like we'll pick which characters are yours. You want me to?
Just tell me where it is. I have the module up, but where do I find it? Which event?
Oh, I'm actually looking at the book, so you can just talk about whatever you tell them a story about Paladine. Or you can tell them about the
Okay.
Canticle of the Dragon.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Hold on. I'm sorry. I should have been a little more prepared with the other stuff. Where is it? No, not that one.
While he's looking that up, in the meantime, Tanis, Tasselhoff, and Flint, you want to say hi to Raceland?
Hello, Raceland. How are you, man?
I am doing as well as can be expected. It has been a difficult 5 years.
Raistlin, what happened to you? You look different.
Yes, Raceland does look different. Now his skin is a goldish hue, and his eyes are of hourglass.
At the Towers of High Sorcery, my brother Karaman and I passed great tests set by the spirits of long-dead sages and wizards. The tests wore heavy upon me. Now I see the world through these hourglass eyes, and much of my health has left me. Yet the magic within me might give us greater aid. As we departed that place, I recalled the words of an ancient sage. Use your powers well, he said, and for the time is at hand when your strength must rebalance the world.
Oh, that is a really good cue. Well, Tanis, why don't you tell your story? What? Tanis, you have a story? That's correct. Go to the notes tab of your character sheet and scroll all the way down.
And I am ready for the old man story.
Okay, perfect. As soon as Tanis, Tesselhoff, and Flint give their quick little paragraph, we'll jump into the old man.
I think that's appropriate.
All right. So I have wandered through forest and wilderness for the past 5 years. I am going to apologize in advance for mispronouncing all of this.
The Qualinesti.
Qualinesti, west of the Carolosis Mountains.
It's okay. Just flow with it. Flow
Okay,
with
just
it.
going. Through the forest of Kithkanon and the way to Rasi, to the sea. Okay. I found no trace of healers, not even tales of them in my travels. Still, the gods of good must exist. Their signs are everywhere. The white stag led me on good paths, the wheeling bird foretold war, and the thunder clouds warned me of danger. These are the handiwork of good gods, but I found no cleric to the west.
Thank you. How about you, Tasselhoff? Did you find your notes?
Yeah, I am almost forgotten all the places I've been the last 5 years. I wanted to make a map for our travels, but you know how it goes. More traveling than mapping, I guess. To the north and west, the world has changed more terribly than we thought. A sea lies to the north where solid plains once were. Where Ergoth, the great empire, once stood, there's nothing more than islands. Now we're back in Solace to find it's kind of run down, ruled by some bunch of rootheads in Haven who call themselves the Seekers. They claim to be a theocracy in search of a god. You figure that out. The way I see it, things have gotten worse since they've been in power.
Thank you, Tasselhoff. How about you, Flint? Do you see your notes?
I have searched for unseen things for the past 5 years, and to avenge the wrongs done to my people, and I have little to show for either. Years ago, the kingdom of Thorbardin in the southern Cathix Mountains housed all the dwarves. We hill dwarves lived above ground and produced food for the mountain dwarves in the kingdom below. They gave us fine metal works in return. But when the cataclysm came and we rushed for the safety of the underground city of the mountain dwarves, they closed the gates, leaving us to the wrath of the gods. I searched for the great doors into the underground city, but the mountains have changed. Gully dwarves caught me, but I escaped, slaying many of their sorry creatures. Curses on the mountain dwarves and their cousins the gully.
I love that one. All right, now we're going back to the old man in the gray robes telling the story to Riverwind and Goldmoon.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The Age of Dreams, that was. That age began when the world was created and ended when recorded history started about 2 millennia ago. In those days was founded the first elf realm, Sylvanesti, and construction of Calthax, the great kingdom of the dwarves, was begun. The dragons of evil were the dark force in those days, making war upon the other races to enslave them. Many and horrible were the wars of those centuries, but always the dragons were beaten back. Tragedy struck the other races as well. The great Kinslayer War between elves and humans lasted for 50 years, until a peace could be negotiated. The Swordsheath Scroll ended the Kinslayer War, but many elves left Sylvanesti to seek new homes. They traveled west and founded the nation of Qualinesti. The human empire Ergoth was the greatest kingdom of that age. Founded in ideals and peace and justice, it became corrupt and oppressive. Venus Salamnus, head of the Imperial Guard, led an army to the east to quash a rebellion, but found that the rebellion was justified. He was converted to the side of the rebels and commanded the army that won freedom for the eastern states of Ergoth. He created the Order of the Knights of Salamnia to protect the freedom of the people.
Uh, there is one other. There's actually quite a few people in the inn, but there is one man in the inn, an older man. Uh, he looks quite drunk at this point, and he seems to be sneering at the old man in the gray robes. This other old man seems to be dressed in some sort of clerical robes. Having been gone for 5 years, none of you recognize him. Also, at this point, oh no, that's right. Never mind. So yeah, none of you recognize the man sneering at this point, I believe, but he is sneering at the gray-robed old man. Riverwind, Goldmoon, would you two like to do anything?
The other. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the guy in the clerical-looking robe stands up rather drunkenly and starts stumbling towards the man telling the story.
He does. Blasphemy, blasphemy. Oh, how dare you say those things? And at this point, the man trips and falls into the fireplace.
It's a flesh wound.
I just giving people a chance to do something.
Yeah, actually, how close are Goldmoon and I sitting to, I guess, both the fireplace and the gray-robed man who was telling the story? Just have a sense. I mean, if this guy was kind of coming up, drunkenly talking about blasphemy before he fell into the fire, if I would want to make sure that I was between him and Goldmoon, because that seems like at the very least, a drunken bar situation about to happen.
You all are within 5 feet of each other, so like you are like pretty close to the old gray robed man, and all of you are sitting really close to the fireplace. When the other old cleric robed man tripped and fell into the fireplace, you were all right there, so you could easily do something if you wanted to as a reaction.
Yeah, I think I would jump up, putting myself between this kind of event and our table, but also this guy. I mean, I don't know anything about him, but nobody deserves to fall into a fire, so I will try and grab him and pull him out of it at least.
And Goldman, you are aware of what your staff can do, just so you know. No, actually, never mind. Let's take that back for a moment. Instead, yeah, you pull him out. The old gray wizard or robed man looks quite giddy like a schoolboy and starts shouting, You Kender, take this staff!" And he quickly snatches the staff out of Goldmoon and hands it to the Kender. Hit the clerical man on the head.
Yeah, Taz will grab the staff kind of excitedly and just give that cleric a good old whack in the stomach as far as he can reach.
And
Maybe it'll
Riverwind
put
is
out the
very
fire.
stupid for getting distracted by the guy in the fire.
Just to flesh it out a little bit, he is still kind of on fire. His clothes caught fire, and he's kind of like, "Oh, somebody help me!" So that's why
Yeah,
the guy is telling Taz to, "Here, knock him down."
yeah, maybe it'll put out the fire.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Taz is going to knock him, trying to knock him with the staff to knock him to the ground to kind of roll out the fire.
the moment you use the staff to hit him on the head, to knock him onto the ground, his wounds miraculously close up and the fire dissipates. Goldmoon snatches the Goldmoon. I would snatch that back if I were you.
Wow, guys, did you see what I just did?
And you didn't get shocked or anything, huh? Okay,
There was a reason he didn't get shocked, but I
good deal.
cannot say.
Okay.
Graceland stands up and looks over the table at the clerical dude, quite amused and intrigued by what just happened.
But Goldmoon will try to tend his wounds if there are any.
You search the body to tend for any wounds. As he looks at you, he starts batting at you with his hands. It would appear that he is woundless, uh, and he is in perfect working order. He starts to get up and shouts at all of you. You had the staff, and it came from you. All of you. You are all heresies. This is what we've been looking for, the blue crystal staff.
What are you going on about? Tess, what'd you grab?
I think now would be a good time for us to make a hasty exit.
Does Goldmoon have the staff back at this point?
Yes, Goldmoon, you did grab it back, I heard you say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely am like gesturing for Goldmoon just to move away from all of this mayhem and trying to back away from the whole situation.
Guards! Guards! You know within moments there will be many guards about to enter this inn.
Graceland heads towards the back room and calls out to Tanis.
Tanis, bring them all this way, quickly.
All right, Tennis will move.
Get the woman to come with us too.
I grab Tasselhoff and pull him back towards the back room as well.
And while you're doing that, Tasselhoff is kind of just looking over the body of the clerical man on the floor, just to see if there's anything that might have fallen out of some pockets. So he reluctantly gets tugged along up to the back room.
Okay, can Gold Moon calm emotions?
Yeah, you can. Wait, no, that's a spell, isn't it?
Well, it's on the staff.
Oh, it's on the staff though. Yes, it is on the staff. You can totally calm emotions. But at the moment you are about to, the old man in the gray robes grabs you by the arm. I
I pull
foresee
her.
I foresee great and terrible destiny in your eyes. There is a blue staff which you must return to Zack Saroth. There, in but a few days hence, you will face your greatest peril in contest for the greatest gift given to man. Now, where's the bathroom? And he starts to hobble away.
So I'll try to calm emotions and then follow the guys out the back.
That's a good call. You cast Calm Emotions on the clerical looking man.
So you cut out there.
I was just talking to the audience for a moment. It would seem that the clerical man does calm down just a little bit. I lost my temper. You you need to go to Haven. Haven right away. Take the blue crystal staff to Haven. That is where the theocrats are, and they can take care of all of you. At this point, the guards start to rush in.
I make sure that Kinder takes nothing and is in the back room by that point.
We'll just slip out the back. Everybody stay calm. We're good.
I'll
Heading
follow Gold Moon.
heading to the back room through the kitchen, it happens to be Tika in there, who was observing the entire thing, peeking behind a door. This way, down the rope, everybody. And Tika points to a rope that slides down outside the floor of the Inn of the Last Home.
Away we go.
Raceland steps outside or over the hole without grabbing the rope and simply says, Shirok, as he starts floating down.
Tazzle kind of motioned to Flint. Flint, we've only been back in Solace in one day, and it's another adventure. Isn't this exciting?
I don't care for your idea of exciting. Now get down that rope.
And Riverwind will gesture to Gold Moon. You go first, Marilina, and remember, don't look down.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, bad mage. I used the wrong magic word. It's Vedafal.
Bad mage, no mage biscuit. And Riverwind will hold back till the end to ensure that we're not followed.
Raceland's going to listen around and see if there is any commotion or any activity being stirred up within the town and where it might be coming from, in hopes of identifying the opposite direction to begin heading.
We need to find a place to lie low until this goes down. They've been looking for that staff for a while.
Sorry, I was quiet. It was just because I wanted to get a map up and running for you all. Don't need to put everyone on the map because it's an overland map. So I put one person on the map. I put Tanis on the map, right where Solace is. So at this point, you all seem to have choices.
Looks like that place we're supposed to go, according to the old man's prophecy, is on the west. No, that's east.
Yes.
Yeah. Right by the
Haven is
village of.
southwest.
And the clerical man that we will call a theocrat claimed that you should all go to Haven, which is to the southwest.
Which direction, Riverwind?
I consult with Goldmoon. This Zak Saroth, you know, that takes us back by Kushu. We can't return there right now.
Right.
Perhaps these people in Haven, perhaps with the knowledge we seek, the information we need regarding, and he kind of looks around at the rest of them, and he just gestures to Goldman. But you know, maybe that is a better place for us to go to find this.
I keep forgetting my push to talk doesn't work when I'm in the wrong window. I don't know if you heard me say this, but I'm listening to see if there is. Raceland is listening to see if there's any commotion coming from any particular direction. If like a mob is being formed, or we hear a group of guards coming somewhere, we should head in the opposite direction.
So is there a road that goes to Haven?
Do you see the arrow I drew?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you follow that road, it turns south and it'll take you right to Haven.
It's a yellow brick road. All right.
did Braceland like say that out loud about like trying to move away from like any commotion, or was that just like what you're doing?
A little bit of both, actually, because I was kind of combining what I had suggested and then what I said, but didn't come across on Discord.
All right. Well, I mean, Riverwind, if he overhears that, kind of looks at Raceland with a bit of suspicion in his eyes, but just kind of nods and says, "You speak the truth. The path of days is not nearly as important as the path of minutes right now. If we're apprehended, we make no choices for later."
Exactly.
Good point.
Well spoken for a man of the plains.
And Riverwind just kind of like glances at that and decides to let it go.
Unfortunately, the road to Haven is right through the town square, and I suspect that would not be the best place to show our faces at the moment. Might I suggest that we head west over to the lake?
Yes, perhaps crossing the lake, we could lose them.
What do you mean crossing the lake?
We go from this side of the lake to the other side of the lake where people cannot track us over the ground. Was I unclear?
Raceland smiles at Flint and simply looks at him and is like,
I was thinking of going around, but he is right.
Oh, you hear that, Flint? You get a chance to take another boat ride. How exciting!
Ooh, no. We can walk. Damn it.
Boat it is, or at least by water. Hopefully we can find a boat without taking it.
I think I could find a boat.
I think somebody else needs to find the boat besides you. You seem to cause too much trouble.
I think your bigger concern is getting Flint on a boat.
We'll sort that out.
Quickly, let's head towards Tika's house and make our way closer to the lake, and let's see what kind of action is coming out of town. We need to make our way out of here without being noticed.
Fine, let's go.
And the best direction is the direction they would least expect us to go.
As we're making our way to this location that everyone's talking about as a place to kind of like lie low for a minute, I'll be kind of talking to Goldmoon very like Satoke, like, look, okay, we have to get out of here, obviously, but we don't know these people. We don't know what they're doing. So let's get clear of this town, and then let's continue with our plans. We don't need to stay with them. We don't know them.
I don't know if I could discern intentions of the others.
Certainly not Racelands.
Yeah, not Racelands, but you do have pretty good insight, so you could discern Tanis, Tasselhoff, and Flint.
Right. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, Raceland would probably be the only no-go. Tasselhoff, easy book. I wouldn't even make you roll on Tasselhoff.
Just a
That
feeling
also,
is kind of following us along somewhat drunkenly.
very
We
good
didn't
roll
forget
there.
my brother.
No, he's tied a rope, dragging him along behind us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, poor Caraman. So yes, in fact, based on your insight, Goldmoon, you find these people to be very earnest and good company to stick with, as they seem to be somewhat adventurers and possibly people that could help you.
And she'll tell Riverwind, I trust them.
After a long pause, he just nods his head, but he's still like reserving his own opinion on this.
She nods.
As you head toward Tika's house, you hear a familiar voice. Wait up, wait up. And it is Tika as well. Please, are you going to my house?
We need to cross over.
And Caraman's going to probably make some stupid, lustful comment at this point.
Yes. Oh, Caraman.
Yeah, brother, we can worry about that later. Just let us get out of here now.
There are boats at the Crystal Mere Lake that you could take to get to the other side if needed. You might be able to stay at my place and lay low, but there are many guards that patrol this town at all times.
It's not as safe here in Solace as it once was.
Many places that are called home are like that these days, it seems.
All right, so I'm going to presume Tanis is going to take the lead, but we're all going to head back towards Tika's house to get towards the lake. So we don't want to go through the center of town.
West.
West by north, so to speak, because south of us is the square and the rest of the village.
Yep.
Yeah, so you kind of like shuffle through the Valenwood trees and not actually take a path. I mean, there is the direct route.
So player to players in DM, I suspect that without additional incentive, we are not going to get Flint on a boat. So my intent at this point is to try to push us to go around the north edge of Crystalmere. Stay off the main road.
To the North Fields. Oh yes, they actually have a name, the area to the north of Crystal Mere Lake. In
Sounds like
fact,
sounds
go
like a
ahead.
sounds like a great idea. Let's just not get on a boat.
Seems like a long way to go to avoid a boat ride.
Come on, Flint. We've got to get on the boat. It's the fastest, quickest way out of here.
What's the current time of day, Vod?
The sun has now set and it is nighttime. You've all at least reached Chica's house.
Fine. Let's go to the lake. Let me take a look at this water first.
Well, anyone got, what were those berries again? I'm sure Tasselhoff might have something that might knock you out in his pouch.
Just
So, so
couple of ales will put him under.
So Rayson starts looking up at the sky and starts noting.
We have all 3 moons out tonight. The reflection on the lake will make us quite... Tannis, look at the sky. Do you see what I see? The constellations, they're gone. This is not good.
Okay, so constellations are missing? Is that what you said?
Yes. And presumably everyone who's used to the night sky will look up and Vod will confirm whether or not I'm seeing illusions.
Tannis might want to just shrug off Raceland, but if anyone were to look up in the sky,
Oh,
they
definitely.
would notice that the constellations of Paladine and Takesis, and is there one more there that's missing, or just those 2?
Well, actually, all of the gods are missing at that point, but yeah, the most noticeable ones would be, the Dark Queen, the Paladin, and the Book.
Yeah, okay, all of them are missing. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, Riverwind looks up just like, oh, Sutorok. How could... What could this mean? He's talking to Goldmoon again. The stars from the sky?
No clue.
Perhaps that old man may have been speaking more truth than we realize. We must make haste.
Without the stars, it would be darker to try to cross the lake.
It is a full moon out today.
Full moons?
The red one is full, the silver one is waning, but 3/4.
Correct. If you all want to check out the moons, in Fantasy Grounds in the very upper right hand corner, looks like a book, I think, but it says calendars. Oh, it is a calendar. You just have to squint and look at it.
Oh, wow, yeah, like all 3 of them are pretty, like, yeah, wow, it's going to probably be pretty bright.
But you never actually see Nuitari. Nuitari is a black moon, and so
Oh,
it's
okay.
always invisible in the sky.
Ah,
We'll
gotcha.
just say always.
Some people don't even believe it exists, except for the black robe mages who know better.
Okay, gotcha. So Solinari and Lunatari are the only 2 that we can actually see?
Correct.
Got it.
And just to be clear, Lunatari is red, Solinari is silver.
Correct.
At this point, Taz is going to he's going to open up his pouch, and he's got maybe a little bottle that he may have found in the inn. Hey, Flint. I
What?
found this. I was kind of rolling around on the floor in the inn. I think it'll help you calm down. And he offers him a little bottle to take the edge off, to
I
get him on
am
that.
calm.
Flint's little helper.
And I grab the bottle.
The bottle does help, Flint. It was quite a strong ale that he stole. I mean, he borrowed.
Raceland decides a quaff of brandy is definitely in order and takes a sip from his hidden flask.
All right, Flint. You think with your nerves a little calm, you might want to try a boat with your eyes closed?
Eyes closed, hand on my axe, feet together, not looking.
And no one rock the boat.
You know, Raceland would probably have to insert a jab here about he couldn't stand in the boat the first time. What makes you think he's going to keep it upright while he's drunk?
All right, then. And so it sounds like that everyone's gonna try for a boat.
Sure.
Yes.
Seems like the way to go.
All right,
And
Flint.
Raceland was actually trying to be considerate of the dwarf. Imagine that.
Oh, I'm sure Flint may have taught you one thing or two. In that case, there are some boats by the pier if there was a pier, and you are definitely able to snag one to go across.
I wait until after Karaman is in the boat before Raceland gets in.
As
As you
Caramel
all
kind of
start entering the boats, you start hearing shouts. Stop! Stop right there! As you see 10 guards charging towards you all. Not
You
hobgoblins, just guards.
you wouldn't happen to be able to do anything more with that stick of yours, would you?
Yes. So as they come up, again, I'll calm emotions and we'll just get in the boat and paddle off.
No, no, stop right there! And they all start pulling out their longbows.
do we recognize uniforms or anything on the guards that are approaching?
They would look like from this new, I would say, religion that has popped up. There's this the High Theocrat and the High Seekers, and they look like High Seeker uniforms that you probably heard a little bit about.
So this is probably something Taz has seen in his
It
travels.
is something Tass has seen, correct?
These guys are no good, guys. No bad news. Bad news. We need to get out of here now.
All right. Taz will take a oar and begin to paddle.
And Gold Moon still has 60-foot range. She'll still, with a 20-foot radius, she'll see if she can calm them down so they become indifferent.
Flint is going to just try and he's going to take out his shield and put it between him and the bows.
And Goldmoon, are you in the boat at this point when you're doing this, or are you still standing?
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
Jump in, trying to calm them, sit down.
All right, I'll definitely try and provide some cover for you with my shield, just in case the staff is not effective on all of them.
And Raceland is taking a delayed action until he can see as many of them as possible in view.
Arrows start flying and whizzing past all of you. You probably noticed many dice rolling I was doing. Most of the arrows were easily gone over your head. Unfortunately, Raceland was nicked just barely on the side of his shoulder, causing 1 hit point of damage.
I guess I need to make a concentration check, huh?
Mhm. Gold Moon, you were also hit just barely. Your torso got slashed a little bit. Thankfully, though, you have lots of leather clothing on, and so it didn't go deep into your skin.
Did she get any benefit from me trying to provide cover with my shield for her?
She did because you took 2 of the damage of the 5 that she would have taken.
Fair enough.
And there we go. I can't let you all get away unscathed.
Well, you could, but
Well, wait, I thought the point of playing a game is to win. I'm trying to win here.
Where's the concentration check in Fantasy Grounds?
You just have to roll a con save.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think if you have a concentration spell in effect on you, if you take damage, it can auto roll it, but otherwise you have to just do the save manually.
Oh, I'd say you're totally fine on that Constitution save. It is definitely past your DC.
Okay, so when they are all grouped up, I will be casting a spell.
They are, as you all are now off many, many feet into the river. The guards are all lined up at the pier shooting arrows at you.
Racelyn goes into his spell pouch, pulls out a little bit of sand, and starts gesturing towards the shore as he drops the sand into the water, saying,
Ast tasayak sineralan kinalwi.
And I believe the guards go to sleep. And combined Gold Moon was trying to calm emotion on the guards as well. So I would say that you wouldn't need to roll or anything. With the guards already having a knack for being calm and you casting a sleep spell on them, they're out like a light. What a good combo.
Taz is going to kind of elbow Flint. Did you see? Did you see what Raceland just did? Something's changed with
what
him.
I see is you trying to rock the boat. Stop it.
Oh, calm down. You're
We
already in the boat. Everything's fine.
we could have Race do that to Flint.
Race actually collapses into his seat, obviously very weakened.
Or not, and I will continue paddling.
Once there's no more sign of arrows coming, I'll assist with the paddling.
Successfully, you make it across the river. A clear mountain valley sprawls about. To the northwest and southeast, thick Valen woods flash yellow and scarlet against the night autumn sky. To the east shimmers the cool blue of the Crystal Mere Lake. Westward, the valley enters a canyon rimmed by granite cliffs. The valley floor itself continues to the northeast. Some distance away, a group of huddled men pull a cart slowly west down the Haven Road. They sway rhythmically. Coarse, heavy robes completely conceal their features. And with it being nighttime, it's kind of hard to make them out anyway.
So I'm just double checking on the map, looking at the scale. So this isn't really like a bottleneck. This is still like a fairly wide pass that we're going through here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why you'll see I have like hexagonal lines. I can put the hexagon like map, the grid up here, but I actually think it looks prettier without the grid.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and just with my little zigzag lines that I've kind of added here and there instead. But other than that, yeah, it's you got plenty of room to go through the pass.
Hey, Vod, how can I pull up that map again? I don't have the. Thank you.
No problem.
I think with the current status of our companions, trying to set up a place off the beaten track would be a good idea.
Indeed, I need to rest before we go further. Now is as good a time of any.
Can we do perception for any sort of cover or anything around where we've just pulled our boats up?
No, but the heavily robed people are slowly hobbling up toward you all.
Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with them first.
Okay, they've seen us.
Oh yes, yes. They saw you riding your boat and pulling the boat up against the shore. And the shore that you pulled the boat up against was right next to the continuing path toward Haven, that you skipped the southern part that went around the south end of Crystal Mere Lake. The uh, clerical robed figures, quite large, by the way. One of them, apparently their leader, speaks to you. Good day to you, travelers. Please pardon the questions of an old cleric. Some days ago, our healing staff was stolen from Zach Saroth. Now one of our flock is dying, and we desperately need that item to bring our brother back to health. He lies yonder in the back of the cart. Have you heard any word of a blue crystal staff that might heal him?
Yeah, so Taz is just gonna give Flint the eye. It's like, be quiet, don't say anything.
So can we examine the guy in the back of the cart?
If you were, he is contagious.
Why are you bringing someone like that around? Oh, I hope he gets healed.
As do we.
I could try to bandage him up if he's got a wound, but if he's sick,
We were told only the blue crystal staff could heal him. If you know of anyone or anywhere we could find it, please let us know.
I'm going to try to do an insight to see if the guy's
Yeah,
telling the truth or not.
yeah, totally. Give me an insight. Something just seems off about this person talking. You don't trust this person, Goldmoon.
Yeah, I guess if we see somebody with the staff, we'll let you know. She keeps it concealed in her coat anyway, her cloak.
She does, and actually, a nice little fact. When you are not using the blue crystal staff, it looks like just a normal, everyday quarterstaff.
Even better.
Am I wrong about that? Anyone want to contradict me?
No, that's correct. That should also be in the bio.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, sir, I am sorry for your troubles. Hopefully, you do find what you seek to heal your companion.
Thank you. The leader signals to his comrades, who step aside and allow all of you to pass.
I will lead the way with everybody, keeping Goldmoon the closest to me.
Yeah, she'll stay in the center. Surround herself with these big hunky guys.
Definitely. being extremely alert as we move by and staying close to Goldmoon.
Raceland tries to keep his brother between them and him.
So we got this diamond formation going through.
All right, then you guys pass on through.
Try to get to a spot that we could rest.
There is a couple areas, like, I mean, you probably wouldn't want to rest on the road, I'm assuming.
No.
Right,
no.
we're gonna move off the road to a decent enough location.
Yeah,
So
I'll
there's,
definitely try and find scout around to find a good location for a resting spot that would not be necessarily visible for anybody passing by.
well, there's a little vale right here. Then there's another vale right there. Or you could try to go south.
I like the idea of putting distance between us and this cart. So the one farther west, if that works for everybody and it's not going to be problematic time-wise, seems like a good idea.
I don't know, Race,
Sounds
can
good.
you handle that?
Though the hills might provide a little more cover.
Not sure the old man could make it to the hills. Staying on the flatlands probably better for him.
Which old man?
The
Yes.
storyteller, he followed along with us, did he?
Oh, the old storyteller?
Or
No,
are you talking about Raced
no,
or Flint?
no.
I
The
thought he
old
was talking about Flint.
yeah, the old
No,
storyteller did. The old storyteller did not follow you guys along.
Okay, good.
Although that doesn't mean it's not the last you'll meet him.
It'd been pretty weird if he followed us along this way.
That would be a little weird if he was
Well, he did
following
follow
you
us
guys.
out. He did follow us out the inn, but I guess he didn't make it to the lake.
Yeah, I
He
guess we
might
should
return.
constantly ask who's in the party at this time.
There's 6 of you. And a passed out Harriman.
Is Tika with us?
No, not yet.
No, he stayed at home.
Okay.
But I'll metagame for a moment. If any of you want, she does become a playable character in DL2.
Oh, that's cool.
So the foothills below or a clearing in the forest? What do you prefer?
I'll say the hills for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I would vote
Okay.
vote for the higher ground, the hills.
All right. Let's do it.
To the hills, over the hills, and through the woods. You all are aware of, well, not Riverwind and Goldmoon, but Telsall, Tanis, Raceland, and Flint. You do know about the Darkened Wood. Oh, and I just saw what time it is. We are at the halfway point, so let's take a 10-minute break so you all can get some food and scarf down and not be on an empty stomach for the next hour and a half.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes,
All right.
indeed.
Sounds like we're
So
going
Maybe
to.
we'll
10-minute break, everybody.
And maybe
All
we'll
right.
do some campfire reading when we get back, Vod?
Yeah.
Alright, so that'll be a 10-minute break-ish. I will say it's a little bit different being a player. One of 6, 7 normally, just hopefully the other one can come back. So it is a lot slower on my end. as well as also not knowing enough of the story, definitely slowing things down on my end. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to keep up with certain events because this is based off of another series that I'm not familiar with. All right, and we are back. Go ahead and transition. Everybody is here, I think.
All right, so we are back. You guys were heading into the hills. You don't really care to go into the darkened woods though, but the hills themselves are pretty good because they do provide lots of good cover.
So we are setting up camp for the night then?
And then you set up camp for the night. So I will give a long rest. But to start things off, two beautiful things happened this night. First off, as everyone's setting things up, and Rivers Wind is setting things up for Gold Moon, a Gold Moon pulls out her musical instrument, a flute, if I remember. No, it's a lute, isn't it?
Yes,
Loot.
it's a
Lute.
lute and plays a
And
song of rest.
she does. Thank you, Gold Moon. Would you like to hear the song that you play?
Yes, please.
I will put it in Discord so you all can just click it and listen to it privately on your computer. All right, there you all go. It's like 4 minutes long, so you don't have to listen to the whole thing. But there you go. This is the music, the Song of Rest that Gold Moon plays. We'll call it the Song of Gold Moon.
Sounds like a piano.
Yeah, that's definitely not a lute, but it still works. It's better than electric guitar, you know.
I have to admit, it's making me kind of sleepy.
It is the song of rest.
Quite literally. Says each of those creatures regain an extra d6 hit points. There was a couple of us that had an owie.
Oh, that feels better.
I fast forwarded my version a little bit, so I don't know if you all are actually still listening to yours or not, but it is 4 minutes long. I didn't think we'd just want to sit here for 4 minutes.
No, it's good.
But there you go. You got a little taste, and you can go back and listen to the whole thing if you want. I played it myself. That way, it's not copyrighted, and it sounds horrible, but it's not my fault actually.
It's
Um,
fine.
I'm gonna say right now, it is actually the sheet music's fault. I had to fix many chords in there just to make it sound as good as it did. And then if you go to DL5, it literally says in DL5, the sheet music in DL1 is really bad. Please disregard it. We'll do it again in another module.
Does it really? I don't remember.
It does, to paraphrase, but it does. It's in the errata. The errata? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the errata of DL5. It talks about the song Cold Moon. I was like, gee, I didn't read that till after I composed it and everything, but oh well. Okay, with that out of the way, also at the same time, you all are feeling rested, and before you go to sleep, uh, Raceland, would you like?
Well, yeah, some of you will hear Raceland, whether he's just talking to Karaman because he thinks he's listening or muttering to himself. You hear him thinking aloud about the constellations and the missing, and everyone knows that they're dragons, and he starts thinking to himself, well, maybe the tales of dragons, and he thinks about the old guy in the mentions the old guy in the inn talking about the dragons, and he says there's got to be a connection. And he starts opening up one of his books and starts reading aloud. Hear the sage as a song descends. Hear the sage as a song descends, like heaven's rain or tears, and washes the years, the dust of the many stories from the high tale of the Dragonlance. For in ages deep, past memory and word, in the first blush of the world, when the 3 moons rose from the lap of the forest, dragons, terrible and great, made war on this world of Kryn. Yet out of the darkness of dragons, out of our cries for light, in the blank face of the black moon soaring, a banked light flared in Solamnia, a knight of truth and of power, who called down the gods themselves and forged the mighty Dragonlance, piercing the soul of dragonkind, driving the shade of their wings from the brightening shores of Corinne. Thus Huma, knight of Solamnia, Lightbringer, first lancer, followed his light to the foot of the Calcist mountains, to the stone feet of the gods, to the crouched silence of their temple. He called down the lance makers. He took on their unspeakable power to crush the unspeakable evil, to thrust the coiling darkness back down the tunnel of the dragon's throat. Paladine, the great god of good, shone at the side of Huma, strengthening the lance of his strong right arm, and Huma, ablaze in 1,000 moons, banished the queen of darkness, banished the swarm of her shrieking hosts back to the senseless kingdom of death, where their curses swooped upon nothing, and nothing deep below the brightening land. Thus ended in thunder the age of dreams, and began the age of might, when Istar, kingdom of light and truth, arose in the east, where minarets of white and gold spired to the sun and to the sun's glory, announcing the passing of evil, and Istar, who mothered and cradled the long summers of good, shone like a meteor in the white skies of the just. Yet in the fullest of sunlight, the king-priest of Istar saw shadows. At night he saw the trees as things with daggers, the streams blackened and thickened under the silent moon. He searched books for the paths of Huma, for scrolls, signs, and spells, so that he too might summon the gods, might find their aid in his holy aims, might purge the world of sin. Then came the time of dark and death, as the gods turned from the world. A mountain of fire crashed like a comet through Istar. The city split like a skull in the flames. Mountains burst from once fertile valleys. Seas poured into the graves of mountains. The desert sighed on abandoned floors of the seas. The highways of Kryn erupted and became the paths of the dead. Thus began the age of despair. The roads were tangled. The winds and the sandstorms dwelt in the husks of cities. The plains and mountains became our home. As the old gods lost their power, we called to the blank sky and to the cold, dividing gray, to the ears of new gods. The sky is calm, silent, unmoving. We have yet to hear their answer. It seems that perhaps they finally have.
Pretty good reading there. Wow.
Hey, we're trying to add some dramatic flair here. Vod and I are both hoping to get the original author's attention, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I just had to play that. Thank you. That was awesome. I put it up so everyone at home could read along too.
Sweet, cool, thanks. Should have thrown up the image, though, I put in Discord. Forgot about that one. You're going to have to bake that into the module.
Oh my gosh, I was going. Oh, geez. I've been doing so much the past few weeks. I meant to do that too.
So it's at version 5.05 or something.
Yeah. Geez, it seems like I'm updating this every few days.
I presume between a nice little story and some beautiful music, we have a very restful evening.
I would say so, actually. You all have a pretty restful evening, and it is now morning time.
Okay, where's the morning
Uh,
song in Syrinscape?
Oh, okay. You want? I don't think they have the actual morning song.
You know, the one from the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah. I
Dun,
forgot what
dun,
that's
dun,
called.
dun, dun, dun.
Isn't it
Hey, this isn't too
Beethoven
far off.
Six? I want to say it's Beethoven Six, the Pastoral. I should know. I'm a huge Beethoven fan. But alas, that's copyrighted and we can't play that. So I'll play this.
Beethoven's copyrighted by whom? I think
I don't
I
know
think
who owns
Beethoven
this
should be
copyright.
public domain.
You would think that. You totally would. I actually looked it up 2 years ago when we were originally doing this, and alas, I could not play classical music.
Many of
That's pretty weird.
the sheet music itself may be out of copyright, but it's most performances of the music are copyrighted.
Yes, that's
That's
a
True, if
way
it's a
to put
modern
it.
performance.
right.
Yeah. So if I do it, like if I learn it on the piano, like you guys heard "Song of Gold Moon," then I can play it.
Right. I do remember there was a crowd-funded performance of maybe it was Mozart. Anyhow, that was years and years ago.
Ah, Mozart. Never grew up. All right, you all. What are we gonna do?
Well, I mean, we're not that far from Solace. I think moving along expeditiously is probably a good plan.
Oh, we gotta turn that off.
Okay. Yep, down the yellow brick road.
I was like,
Or
wait a
are we
second, that's not
are we
playing.
are we going through the darkened wood or just along the road?
Well, Goldmoon and Riverwind, you two don't know much about the Darkened Woods. So as
Right.
far as you two know, yeah, okay.
So no reason why we should go into there willingly.
Well, I certainly know sometimes the straightest line is not the fastest path.
I feel like we should travel along, but not on the road.
Oh, I kind of think it might be exciting to go through the darkened wood. We're not afraid, are we, Flint?
Tanis, you spot something out of the corner of your eye running into the Darkened Wood.
There is something to be said about avoiding the open road.
And
Tan
there's some.
Tanis, you swear you just for a flashing moment you saw a white stag run into the Darkened Wood. You could have been imagining it though.
Is there something significant about a white stag?
Yes.
Yes.
You wouldn't know though, Goldmoon. Really, actually, I think only Tanis would would think that.
I mean, that was part of what the notes I had said earlier were, so.
Yeah, you did mention it in your notes. Well, I mean, you can take the road. Who knows what you might find on the road? You can follow the White Stag. It seems to be heading toward the same direction as Haven, just more of a direct path. And by the way, on a planet, the direct path is a curve, not a straight line. We are not a part of the Flat Earth Society.
Darn, I was totally hoping that there was an edge to the world. I'm kidding, by the way.
It's
Uh,
okay. That would be the Xanth novels.
so which path are we taking? Through the woods or at least off the main road?
Well,
Well,
we'll follow you, Tanis. You always did kind of lead us through our adventures.
I think avoiding the darkened woods would probably be a good idea.
I have no fear of what lies in those woods.
It's not fear. It's the fact that the road is nicer.
Those who have lived in Solace know the stories of the Darkened Wood, that the dead live there, and that people who enter never return.
Well, I think the road sounds really good.
Sorry I mistook you for one who believed in childhood fairy tales.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. We got a vote going on here.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, woods check X road.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never thought of using it that way. I like that. I might do that.
Oh yeah, I use this all the time for player decisions.
That's awesome to have more than like just an on and off decision. Yeah, yeah. All right, Tanis, you heard everyone's vote.
All right, I will lead the way through the darkened wood.
And off to grandmother's house we go.
I hope we get a chance to see a ghost. That would be really cool.
Maybe we can arrange it so that's your ghost we're all seeing. Shut up.
I heard there's ROUSs in there.
I don't think they exist.
So okay, go ahead, Tanis. Why don't you take a step? You can move your token, Tanis. Look at that. Let's unlock your token. You don't have to ask me where you're going on the overworld map. Actually, at that spot right there, it's a pretty interesting spot. It's a canyon that is known as Star Night Canyon. Craggy canyons climb steeply among the peaks of the Sentinel Mountains. Clouds race over blue-green mountain glades. For I can't think of the right adjective. Surprisingly, you actually stepped into a peaceful area of the Darkenwood. I would assume you want to continue south.
Yes.
Ooh, the Magic Mountains, huh? The mountain valley runs east and west between Prair's Eye Peak and a second ridge of mountains. Tall aspens, still green well into autumn, shiver in groves about the valley. The vale itself is carpeted in the soft grasses. Both exits from the valley to the southwest and to the east lead into the dimness of deeper woods.
Maybe we should make for Prayer's Eye and see if anything is following us.
All right, if you want to continue. About there, the canopy of leaves thickens. The sunlight dapples dim, then fades altogether. The trunks of the trees are gnarled and knotted, their bark almost black. Ahead lie deeper and deeper shadows.
Faster we're through here, the faster I'll be happier.
It's not ominous at all.
Well, there went the token.
There went what?
The token.
Oh, the token.
Yep, there went the token.
Rocks fell, we all died.
I just wanted to show you, like, just how scary this place looks. Anyone unable to see the map, click on your token. If you can't see your token, say something. As you continue down that path that you see, between the twisted shapes of the trees, strange shapes flit nearby. It is hard to see their shape or size through the dense woods.
What's going on, folks? Let's just keep on moving. Maybe
Just
this is
stay on the
nothing.
path and follow.
You all pause for a moment and look at each other, eyes glancing left and right. You become unsure of the choice that you made. Your unsurety becomes certainty as multiple spectral minions all materialize around you. Who are you?
My name is Taz. We seek passage to Haven. Will you allow us to pass?
And the rest of you?
Gold Moon, Princess of Quayshay.
I am Flint Fireforge of the Hill Dwarves. Who are you?
Are you guys ghosts? How interesting.
We have been told of your coming. The Forest Master awaits. You are expected. The after hearing you all tell the truth about who you are, the spirits all dissipate except for one, who seems to float several feet in front of you, back to you, almost as if just waiting for you to follow it.
Sure.
Would following it still lead us uh, towards Haven?
It seems to want to go deeper into the woods.
Probably where their master is.
The Forest Master. Bum bum bum.
And they didn't attack us, so
Yeah, Taz can't help himself, so he's going to start following almost immediately. If anybody, uh, if anybody objects, they could grab a hold of him, but he's going to kind of start wandering after them.
Yeah, I would assume Tasselhoff is like giddy as a schoolboy right now.
Yeah, he's never seen anything like this, so he's like a kid. He's following.
Raceland steps up and addresses them.
What is your purpose in these woods? Why are you bringing us to your forest master?
The lone spirit who stays visible pauses and turns just ever so slightly toward you. Ages ago, before the world changed, we were ordered to keep this land safe. That is the purpose. We failed. Now we repent by protecting the land while we can.
Cool. Let's hug a tree and follow it.
Hug a tree.
Our journey does not pose the world any threat. We simply wish to pass through.
Raceland looks over at Tanis, looks him in the eye, raising an eyebrow, and says, "While they can."
I start walking, chasing after Tass, make sure he doesn't get too far ahead of us.
Giddy is a Kender. Oh, wait, he is a Kender.
Who do you suppose the forest master is, Flint? What do you suppose it looks like? I bet he's big and tall.
And you're just going to go right into his front room and say hi, aren't you?
New friends.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
It amazes me that Kinder just don't, walk into fire to see if it's warm.
When I was young, I was definitely the type of kid who would touch a flame to see if it was warm. New map. You wander. Are you following the spirit, or are you gonna go your own direction? Either way, you're on a new map.
Let's follow it, see where we go.
I wasn't sure who said it, but yeah, the fact that it didn't attack is a good sign.
Right.
That was Gold Moon, and yeah, Gold Moon is very wise.
Raceland is finding wisdom in her words.
All right, well, in that case, you continue to follow the lone spirit deep, deep into the woods. It would seem that you could be possibly in the center of the woods when you come across when the dense oak forest suddenly opens into a forest glade. Soft green grasses carpet the floor up a hillside, at the top of which sits an outcropping of rock. Atop this overhang stands a majestic unicorn, its head raised high and proud, but a strange sadness in its eyes.
Okay.
Oh wow! Look at that, Flint. I've never seen anything like that.
Awesome. Speak to it. See if we can
Keeping
hail it.
keeping Taz from jumping out first, Tanis will step in front of him and bow before this creature.
Okay, I unlocked the map. All the maps are locked automatically, so I gotta remember to unlock them if you just want to move freely. Don't you love line of sight?
I do.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Hello here. You want to? I don't know if you have the
Yep.
module up to the spot, but do you want to take over the
Yep.
unicorn?
Already. Yep. I am the Forest Master. You have entered my great forest. I grant you passage and the aid of all creatures while you remain within our borders.
Thank you.
That is very much appreciated.
Some days ago, a great and glorious being came among us. He held great wisdom and power rare to the land today. He foretold your coming and left you a message. You must fly straight away across the East Wall Mountains. Within 2 days, you must be within Zaxaroth. There, if you prove worthy, you shall receive the greatest gift given to the world. Those were his very words, the greatest gift given to the world.
And how would we fly straight across the mountains?
That is a task with which I can aid you.
Go for it.
Please tell us.
Would Taz would know at this point? Is this a feasible by foot? Could we travel that in 2 days?
As Taz starts wondering, the horn on the unicorn begins to glow somewhat, and from each flank of the unicorn, 7 Pegasi appear. The greatest gift given to man awaits you. Carry the peace of my home within your hearts. Soon it will live nowhere else.
Thank you.
This is appreciated.
Okay,
Thank you
Taz,
so very
you
much.
need to respond to being given a flying mount.
Oh, I can't wait to fly again. Flint, this is going to be so exciting. Can't wait.
Let's get on them. Let's take it for a spin.
I wonder what that greatest gift is. I wonder if it's gold or something, not gold, but I wonder if it's jewels or treasure. I wonder what it could be.
Tons of steel.
Or
Flint, I know you
power.
have problems with boats. Are you going to be okay on this thing?
I'll be fine. Let's just get it over with.
Not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but the whole idea that the peace of this place will carry it in our hearts because soon that's the only place it'll exist. That again strikes me as more than a little ominous.
That's been the
Like,
tone
like
of the
the
past
disappearing
day.
constellations were already.
Exactly.
Is how many Pegasi are there?
One for each.
7, correct? 8.
Yeah, we got that dead body we're carrying around. I mean, the one sleeping.
Oh, that's right. We don't have Sturm in our party, so there's only the 7 of us.
Yeah, yeah. Caraman is severely hungover and can't talk right now, so he's just following you all.
A bender of epic proportions.
Well, at least he isn't making lewd comments at the unicorn.
Hey,
Yes,
Taz is already on one of the Pegasi.
10
it's
as
like
well,
Bernie.
Flint.
yeah, it's like Bernie.
Put a stick behind him like he's Bernie. It's all right. Let's
Karaman
take.
likely need to assist Raceland getting onto the Pegasi, though Raceland will do his best to make it look like he doesn't need it.
Flint's going to go up, pet one of these. We'll just get along fine. Don't do anything to drop me. Just petting it,
Would you like
getting
some
on
rope?
gingerly.
Everyone just looks at Goldmoon and raises an eyebrow, kind of like, "So we're doing this?"
Oh yeah, let's go.
Raceland looks over and says,
I guess it's a good thing that your allergies to horses don't apply to Pegasi and unicorns.
They're majestic creatures.
Okay.
This is even better. This is even better than a boat, Flint. Just you wait.
Absolutely.
But as you all climb onto the Pegasi, they immediately start flapping their wings and flying up into the air. Without moments, much more moments later, you all begin to feel a little sleepy. Sleepy. Even though it's morning time. Thank you, Flint. You are asleep.
And Taz is trying his best to stay awake and take in all of this. He's trying to remember so he can record this all on a map later. He loves seeing it from the air like this, but he finds himself kind of drifting off with the rest of the group.
Is this due to magic trying to make me sleep?
It would appear that, yeah, it must be magic since you were wide awake just a moment ago.
So would Tannis's half-elven no magic sleep apply?
Ooh, that is true. I'm so used to seeing it on the combat tracker.
It is on the
Uh,
combat tracker.
yep, there it is. Yep, no magic sleep. Yeah, I would say Tannis doesn't really get sleepy then.
Don't you get sleepy on airplanes? Everybody does.
I force myself to sleep on an airplane, even if I'm wide awake. I immediately try to go to sleep.
Yeah, that is a forced thing. My ears can't take it.
I used to travel a lot and I hate it. Hate airplanes.
Oh, the opposite. I flew a lot growing up. I love it. I miss it so much.
I have a private pilot's license. It's a big passion of mine.
That's cool. That's totally cool. All
What?
right.
Who is that that has
Um.
this license?
Yeah, let's.
Sorry.
So we
Yeah. So the Pegasi.
can mount up and go.
Yeah, you guys are all mounted up. All of you are pretty much asleep except for Tanis. As you pass the hills that create the outskirts of the woods, you all slowly begin to wake up, but you're very combobbled and confused, even though you have a memory, a clear memory of what happened in the darkened woods. You're just unable to explain it or talk about it, and the words just aren't able to come out.
That feels familiar.
You will
Well,
find, I think I shared the map again, the wilderness map, that they drop you off at a spot over right where Tanis is.
Right. But are they not going to allow us to ride them all the way to where we need to be?
they only said through the forest. They only said that they would help through the forest.
Pretty much. So you're gonna have to trek it the rest of the way.
Yeah, well. See, we should have started that way in the first place. That's okay.
If you would have just going down that way, you would have gone straight to the castle.
Okay. I guess we head on the outskirts of Quishu.
This is true. You all know where you need to go now, right?
Yeah, east.
Due east and north to Zaxaroth.
This way.
Yeah, let's head that way. As you step up toward Queshu, the grasslands soon turn to burned stubble underfoot. For miles, the once grassy plains are charred. The ashy taste of scorched earth laces the air. Large, heavy creatures are trampled have trampled the ground everywhere.
That's not cool.
You haven't even gotten to town yet.
Can we make out what the are there footprints of these creatures? Is there anything that we can discern?
Yeah, give me a nature or a survival check. It would be in the skills tab of your character sheet.
Yeah, I think I maybe find tracks, just maybe.
Flint, you start following your own tracks.
Okay. What about Riverwind? Isn't he like a ranger? Can he do that?
I could certainly check.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you don't get to look at that, but I sure do. Riverwind, you can easily tell that the prints first passed south, but then they seem to return north again.
Okay, well, I share that with everybody. And what do these tracks look like? Are they humanoid? Are they booted? Are they barefoot? Like, what do I get any sense of them?
Ah, they are barefoot, large, humanoid, but you can't tell what race.
Okay, well, I pass that all along to everybody.
Well, due to you and Goldmoon seeking to stay away from this area, do you know more about what would... Right, I'm gonna
You
push the
guys,
talk.
Well,
you all want to continue on? I'm pretty sure
yeah.
Goldmoon, and Riverwind want to find out what happened to their
Yeah, I
village.
got to find out what happened, you know.
Yeah,
Goldmoon and
absolutely.
Riverwind, since you two earlier wanted to stay away from this area, would you know what could possibly be around here?
Well, we had a run in with some of the locals and left.
Abruptly. But this was not what was this has all happened since we left, I believe.
Right.
Yes, yes,
So is this
yeah.
something we avoid or something that we investigate?
Let's investigate. Let's find out what's happening. It's on the way anyway.
As you get closer, chill winds scatter the smoke from dying fires in the midst of the village. Birds wheel over the motionless village, descending slowly among the huts. Everything else is still and quiet.
I do have to remember that I'm gonna push the talk and...
Final chance. Do you want to enter the village?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are gone. The huts and tents of Kueshu lie abandoned. A strange creaking sound comes from the center square of the village. The birds stare coldly into nothing. They perch atop a strange construction thrown together in the center of the square. Two stout posts have been driven into the ground by unspeakable force, their bases nearly splintered by the impact. 10 feet above the ground, a crosspiece pole is lashed to the two upright posts. All the poles are charred and blistered. Three chains, the iron of each cold but apparently once melted, creak in the wind. Suspended from each chain, apparently by the feet, is a corpse. Though blackened and scarred, The three bodies are certainly not human. Atop the dark structure, a sign, roughly clawed into a shield, has been stapled to the crosspiece with a broken sword blade.
Can anybody read that sign?
In order to read the sign, anyone who wants to read the sign must give me an insight check or a wisdom check.
Before trying to read the sign, I would like to make sure the area is clear enough to get close enough to read it.
Yeah, is there any sign of movement, any sign of life, anything around?
All you can find are that there are signs that the villagers left their homes in a rush. It would appear that there are tracks from the village, obviously leading eastward toward the mountains.
Well, at least they got out.
That's the direction we have to go anyway. All right, I'll try an insight.
Same here.
Not bad, Gold Moon. Wow, not bad, Flint. Wow, Flint, wow. Flint can read.
Dang, Goldmoon, that's crazy.
That's awesome. You both figure it out there. You might argue at who figured it out first, but you can figure out that it says, "Know ye, my servants, the fate of those who take prisoners against my will. Kill or be killed. Verminard."
Okay.
You okay?
Who's this Verminard? And no prisoners? What the heck?
Upon further inspection of the corpses, they are hobgoblins.
Taz is
Oh,
kind of looking around the hobgoblins, seeing if maybe there's anything that's salvageable from them.
I would like to see if these hobgoblins have any kind of markers that would be similar to the ones that we fought earlier, or to the one that ran away.
and this message here, know ye my servants, the fate of those who take prisoners against my will, kill or be killed. In other words, take no prisoners, kill them all.
Sounds like it's, what is it, Order 66?
Something like that. Scorched earth policy.
Yeah.
Scorched Earth policy, nice. It sounds like you guys are getting into a sticky situation here.
All right. Time of day.
Time of day, you guys have been walking for a little while. I would say it's probably early afternoon.
Okay, so we can continue down our east path.
Absolutely.
Is this still the 14th, the second day?
No, it would now be the third day, I believe. 1, 2.
14th
probably
was the day we woke up, met with the forest master.
it probably took about a whole day journey of flight and walking. So I would say you guys are on the 15th. Yeah, I would say you guys are probably on the 15th now. So if you can hurry it, you could probably get to Zaxxeroth by the end of the 15th.
Okay. That's why I was hoping those horses would take us there. Okay, well, let's boogie on down unless somebody got something to do.
Oh yeah, technically y'all wouldn't even know that it took an entire day of flight.
Right, because we're asleep. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, good point. Good call.
So Tanis would tell you that we're on the second day.
Yeah. All right, then continue on.
So,
Yeah.
from having been, from the village here, are we
Yeah.
aware of like path to Zaxaroth? Is that a place that like Goldmoon or I knew about before, or is it something that we didn't know was located up in this area?
You do know about the area. You know of it as like an unholy ground.
Okay.
And Riverwind, you are just like trembling right now, Riverwind. You just have this dreaded fear that you've been there before.
Okay. Well, yeah. So it's just kind of playing into some of my like memories that are not quite memories that I can't quite grasp, like all of that kind of backstory.
Yep, yep.
All right. And then yeah, I'm probably like sweating a little bit and like visibly shaking a little bit at the thought of this, but trying to like clamp down on it and focus through it to do what I have to do.
And Goldmoon, your father, the chieftain, is missing.
Yeah, there's nobody here.
Do you know of a fallback in case they had to retreat?
Nope.
Yeah.
East, I guess.
I would say you all that in case of an emergency, you probably were taught as kids to go southwest. I drew an arrow on the map. That's where you were taught as kids to go if there was ever an emergency in the village.
Yeah, I think as kids, or the legends in the village are, is that those are coastal ruins. You've only recently come to learn of it as being known as Zaxaroth, and everything on the coast is just a remnant or a wasteland of the old ways. So you haven't been forbidden from going there, but there's enough stories and stuff told as children that very few venture that direction.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, finding them is against where we're going, so unfortunately we'll have to shelve that for another day.
Well, the tracks did lead eastward toward the mountains.
Yeah. The Southwest thing is like what people were. That was the contingency, but the tracks are going to the east. So I guess that was my other question is actually to try and get to Zaxaroth from here. Is this path directly to the east and then kind of like looping up the way to go, or is there another route that would be more direct?
No, the pass to the east then north is the way to go.
That's
Right.
the only way through the mountains to the coast.
Let's do that.
And Raceland is going to uncharacteristically express his empathy to Gold Moon and indicate that he hopes she finds her family well.
She fights back a tear.
Old Moon would too.
Yeah, she's kind of out there. She's very sensitive.
We'll find out what happened.
All right then. Well, Tanis, go ahead and go through the mountains.
I'll try and assist with path through as we're going, just because I'm a little more familiar with this area, maybe.
Yeah, you are Goldmoon since you all know this area more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just throw Tanis up like a character. You know, I probably should put Riverwind up there instead. But
It's fine. I was just thinking in terms of like finding a path. Like whoever has a token is fine.
yeah,
Just to clarify, Riverwind has been here through most recently, but he doesn't remember much of his journey through here. So
exactly.
Right.
vague memories.
Right. No.
However,
Mhm.
Flint, Tanis, and the twins and Tass did go through this route to go to Castleton Talon when they had to go get the bracelet. But that was many years ago, probably before. No, not that long ago, sorry.
Would
That
that
would
have
have
been
been
before the
3-4 years ago.
5-year split?
Yeah, it was before the 5-year split. I'm trying to remember. I think it was just Tass, Flint, and Tanis. The twin. It was before the twins were born.
Oh, wow,
Oh, so
I
yeah,
don't
that
even
would
remember
have
that.
been a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they do have some memory of the area, but it's probably just slightly better than Riverwind's clouded memory.
that would make sense. Well, with where you're at right now, here in the canyons of the Forsaken Mountains, what a lovely name, a lonely ancient road lies broken and abandoned. Yet the grasses and weeds growing between the broken stones of the road are trampled flat. A cold wind dives out of the east.
Or perhaps we just need to follow this ancient road.
As
We're,
we're
we're,
traveling this way, I'm just interested: are the tracks from the village continuing to follow along this road, or have they diverted from it?
ooh, you do happen to continue to notice the tracks, and also you notice they are mixed with other tracks, heavier tracks like you saw before.
Which heavier tracks?
When you were first coming up to Quayshu,
Oh, okay, right. Okay. So share that with everybody as well.
Okay, just stay on guard. Let's keep going east. Hey,
moving right along. Yeah,
out of character, if you will. What time are we? Are we going to midnight east or 11 east, or what's our timing?
we got about 5 more minutes.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
11 is good for me. I'm on the East Coast, so 11 is doable, but much later than that it starts getting a little problematic on work nights.
Nope. I actually, I'll straight up tell you guys, that's the one thing I don't like about Adventurers League modules is that they're 4 hours long. I'm a 3 hour type of guy, so we will be done in like 5 minutes.
Awesome. I'm
I,
having a great time. But yeah,
I miss. I
keeping
have
an
to.
eye on time is a good idea.
I have to admit, I miss my 6 to 8 hour sessions that I used to do when I was a teenager.
I ain't
I
got
did
time for
not
that.
do that.
I wish I miss the ability to do it, but I don't know if I actually miss this.
Yeah,
the
I admit,
all
I
nighters.
miss both. I had a couple of all night sessions too, which were pretty epic.
Yeah. Okay. Continue east for the next 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just keep moving one tile and then you tell me when to stop.
yeah, I'm watching. As you clear the mountainous area, you reach the West Plains. Grassland plains sprawl for miles east of the Sentinel Mountains. The brown grasses bend and a fall wind turns suddenly cold.
Okay. It's cold out here.
Oh, it's just brisk. It's bracing. Lets you know you're alive.
My age, you don't need wind and let you know you're alive. Your bones will do it for you. Let's just keep moving. Let's get through this. We'll be fine.
So we just keep going east until we can head north.
Yep, you guys can head north.
How is it that you're headed north? Well, we just kind of head east, and then all of a sudden, like we turn left.
Well, we hit the water and just go north.
And then go ahead and get to the edge of the swamp.
Swamp.
It's easy to tell because it looks different from the forest. There
I'm
you
having
go.
fever dream flashbacks now.
The forest of iron-claw trees stretches eastward to the new sea. Beneath an umbrella of branches, the streams of the Forsaken Mountains crawl through a spongy swamp. Still waters encircle islands of soggy ground. The landscape extends into the swamp and its darkness. I have a new map for you all just to tease.
Cliffhanger.
Swamps are very rarely good news.
No, they're fantastic. All the things that will be peaceful and aid you along your way.
They're incredibly diverse ecosystems.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, I'm not playing a druid. What am I doing?
I have yet to play a druid.
All right, you are all at the entrance of a swamp. The exposed roots of the iron-claw trees twist into the mud and swamp water. Vines, trees, and ferns block vision beyond a few feet. The ground is soaked and spongy. All is a shadow. The sun shows only a brief glimmer through the jungle overhead.
So do we see the footprints going this way too?
Ooh, nice rain.
There, we almost forgot to turn the rain on.
Oh yeah, gotta turn on the effects.
Oh, totally, right?
Oh, and it has thunderstorms too?
They added a whole bunch of new effects just
Oh,
recently.
that is awesome. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, I'm gonna have
play
to
with
pick your
that.
brain on that later because I definitely want to be able to use that in some of my games. That's very cool.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah, I'll
about some of
totally
the
teach you how
effects.
to
I
do
just
that.
didn't know about like thunderstorm is new, and I want to use that.
Yeah, these I really like the nuances they added. Well, we'll go ahead and stop here. So we will continue in exactly 2 weeks. Same D&D time, same D&D channel.
Awesome. Hey, Vod, just one thing before we go.
Yeah,
Just with the kind of default layout when we jump onto maps, I feel like Riverwind would generally try to be staying close to Gold Moon, and so either I'm cool with just like us doing this, but I would generally be trying to move closer to her. I think at the beginning of every combat. So if there is a way to kind of like just start us off that way, that would probably be my default kind of positioning to try and go for.
yeah, I appreciate you letting me know that. I just do it simple, and I take the green helmet and I drag it over, and it pops you all on the map, and I go, there you go. But I can easily move you around before I say the there you go part.
I appreciate it. Otherwise, just like my first round of every combat is going to be kind of like rushing over to try and get closer to Gold Moon.
So one thing that can be done in the party sheet with the order system, if you throw us onto that little side map, we can set up our formation. So that way you can go ahead and look at that and put us on accordingly.
Yeah, and I keep meaning to go into I want to go into Fantasy Ground, Smiteworks, and tell them, hey, if you have like a marching system, it should show up that way when you drag the green helmet
I
over.
wish it would.
It'd be nice, right?
That would be real nice. Yeah. So what he's talking about is if you click on the upper right hand corner, the little eye with 3 people, that's the party sheet, and you go to the order tab, it'll show you guys can move around your characters in a marching formation for me to look at, and then I'll know like, oh, okay, this is where what you guys want to do.
I wonder why my portrait's not showing up. It's the same on my end too.
I think it was because he had deleted you and then put you back on the party sheet.
There we go.
There you are.
I have my identity back. Thank you.
Why is it making me trying to unlock it for you all? It won't let me unlock it so you guys can just move around freely. Oh well. Okay. Well, play around with that a moment. I'll be back in just a second, everybody.
So a real
Right.
fun first session. It's not knowing the story or the characters. This is I'm feeling a little tentative to begin with, but I'm definitely having a good time.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. Like, with all the kind of narrative, are you understanding kind of? It kind of comes fast and furious at the beginning. Are you kind of getting the gist of it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was the thing. It did take me a little aback, I think, just because there was a lot of exposition and so.
All right. Well, wanted to go ahead and sign off here. Uh, we will be picking this up so this will be every other week rather than it being an every week deal like my other games. It's a bit unfortunate, but totally okay. We can work with it. I would like to thank y'all for watching. Thanks for the follow there that I got during the stream. I will have this up to YouTube as soon as possible, and next D&D stream will be Friday. If you're interested in more of the Dragonlance stuff, Vought the DM has another game on Fridays. You can go ahead and check him out. It'd be pretty awesome. I might actually go back and look over it just to see another group playing through. Because again, I do not know so much of the story as they do, but it is still pretty fun to look over. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Deuces.